All right, welcome back, y'all. It's another video. We're almost concluding July, getting into August, so the year has passed already. It's went by pretty fast. A lot is going on, so a lot of changes are happening in the year 2024 for me. Making some career adjustments while I'm here in the States. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be here who knows how long. I mean, because depending on how well this bull market really pumps will determine, any type of adjustments I'll make in my life, any type of movements, as ultimately Latin America is just appears to be the promised land for me at this phase of my life. But until time being, I want to career max, earnings max, and so I'll be at this particular time detouring into getting into being a registered and licensed securities seller, investment advisor, kind of just upping it from what I've been doing over the last almost 10 years when it comes to work-related things in the financial services. So that's a great thing. I think growth and just evolving, doing things that align with yourself is very important for your, not just for money, but for your sanity, right? Always kind of want to be walking your truth. And I think it's just closely more aligning with what I always tend to do, which is I'm heavily a speculator in the markets, a spectator of the markets, a commentator of the markets, with a focus in cryptocurrency and a avid affinity for Bitcoin, being the hard, scarce, desirable asset it is, and also being the apple of government leaders and politicians and corporations' eyes. We seen over the weekend the Bitcoin conference was a fantastic turnout in Nashville here in the U.S. U.S. presidential nominees, two of them came to speak on the big stage. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Donald J. Trump, aka Big T, spoke with their proposals and their promises of what they would do for the Bitcoiner voting bloc if each one of them were to be elected, either one of them were to be elected. And it all revolved around the theme that the understanding that it showed that politicians and the government itself, senators that were there, their proposals revolved around the understanding that Bitcoin was a store, or is a store of value, essentially, and a finite, scarce, desirable asset, as Trump has referenced, that it went from being an idea to just an idea to the ninth most valuable asset or greatest asset in the world, supposedly. And so, after he spoke and mentioned that all of the seized Bitcoin that the government owns right now, which is a little bit over 200,000, would be not sold. It would just be put into some type of storage vault where it will be considered backed to be backing the U.S. treasuries or U.S. dollar. And the freeing of a guy who started Silk Road, which is a black market where Bitcoin was used as a form of payment. Also, you have the fact that Cynthia Lummis, right after that, who is a Republican senator, mentioned that they proposed that they would actually buy Bitcoin, and I think upwards to 1 million Bitcoin in a 5-year span, which is a lot of Bitcoin in just 5 years, let me tell you. And that Bitcoin would be it'll be a part of the U.S. stockpile of crypto, or Bitcoin rather, to back the U.S. dollar, and it will be used to try to eliminate the US debt. So it is actually going to be a financial technology that's going to be used to solve the US debt burden. Now, when you look at it from that light, you have to ask yourself, what other use case in this cryptocurrency market is more solid than that? Than trying to help the world superpower eliminate almost $40 trillion of their country's debt, or their debt. I don't know what to tell you guys. So we got a car behind us right here. Yeah, we got a car behind us. But what else would you think? So now that we have that in the books, you have that corporations are essentially buying Bitcoin. There's major announcements of all of these good things that are to come. We're post-halving. I think the halving happened in March, or I think it was March. We're now every 10 minutes, only about 3.125, I think it is, Bitcoin is being minted. And so the demand via the Bitcoin ETFs has really just kicked into a drive of net inflows that have been unmatched when it comes to since the creation of ETFs. And we're talking about governments now buying Bitcoin. And all of these entities are actually entities that are looking to HODL. They're looking to hold this Bitcoin. There's no waiting till it gets to 100x, 200x, and then trying to offload it. These folks are, in what it appears to be, looking to hold the vast majority of their holdings for a long term. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to tell you it's going to go to the moon. I'm not telling you anything. I'm just going to let these influencers, these politicians tell you what their plans are or what they see for the asset. I'm going to let the new market participants tell you what they see. I mean, Trump has already mentioned that if he says Bitcoin is going to go to the moon, but he wants the USA to take charge of that. To take charge, as being, part of the reason it does. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants the US to hold about 4 million Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. When you understand Bitcoin, you'll understand exactly how important it is that it's being considered as a strategic reserve asset. Now, some naysayers are going to say, well, is it a form of a medium of exchange, or is it going to be just used as a store of value? It's going to be you have to look at Bitcoin from many angles. If it's an asset class, it's property. It's property that can be moved. Imagine being able to exchange your house or exchange any type of real estate you own in a matter of minutes or seconds, or even up to an hour if you're doing it on chain. And so that's how you should look at it. So it's one of a kind. This is why it is a new asset class. You're trying to, it's not really a cookie cutter thing where you can just say, it's just something for you to lock up and just hold a store of value. I thought it was a medium of exchange. Is it not? It's all of that. Okay. So yeah, this is where we're at. Just wanted to touch base and share with you. It's been a tremendous weekend. So I mean, let's see how things play out. I'm taking this post-meal walk. I'm gonna finish it out. I just was thinking about cutting it short because I think I said all I had to say. But you know, if you haven't gotten you any Bitcoin yet, while it is still just a hair under $70,000 per coin, then you may want to consider doing that. I think that we're looking at 100K imminent this year per Bitcoin, and that's just my opinion. I think it's as of right now, from what I've seen, now that we got a world superpower presidential nominee, 2 of them, and I think even just recently I might have heard something rumored that the opposing nominee, or the opposing party, Kamala Harris, is wanted to reset the Democrats' relationship with Bitcoiners. Now they're seeing the power of the Bitcoin voting bloc, because, and what's referenced by one Bitcoiner, Max Kaiser, I seen on Twitter, that the Bitcoin party is the richest and most solvent out of the parties, out of any party, which is easy to believe. And I'm guessing that this is being recognized, and now this is a party that's worth definitely sharing your platform time to, if you are into politics, or if you're a politician. And if you're underrepresented, if your group that you belong to or your views are not being considered time and time again, then you may want to consider maybe joining the Bitcoin voter bloc, getting some Bitcoin, and letting the wealthiest, most powerful people on this planet back your interest and likely make you a wealthy person. Makes sense. Anyways, let me know what y'all think though. If you're looking to get Bitcoin, get it responsibly. Look into non-KYC if you want some. I think it's great to have some of that non-KYC Bitcoin that does not have any, that doesn't require your social number and all that stuff. Go to hodl.com. I got the link down in the description for that exchange. It's a great peer-to-peer exchange. Start trading there, start accumulating a little bit as you go with non-KYC Bitcoin. Also, take a look at the link for a good wallet. You want to look at Trezor. Great wallet, I recommend. Also, CoinKite.com down below has a cold card Bitcoin only wallet. Trezor has some Bitcoin only wallet options as well. Whew. All right, tight street. Also, if you're still trying to orange peel anybody at this point, I mean, you can just share with them what's happening in politics in the US. But if that's not enough and they need to kind of sit down and learn a bit for themselves, start them off with a great simplified book, a book written from someone who's utilized Bitcoin and made the mistakes, and if they want to learn from somebody else's mistakes so they can try to avoid making them on their own journey, check out the book down below in the link. Check out that link down below for a good book, just 52 pages. All right, so it's a beautiful one. I'm gonna catch the rest of this sun on my own, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the flip side, man. Be safe, take care, peace.